Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, another thing I want to talk about is the whole Tea Party movement and what I think about it. As far as I could say is that the Tea Party movement is probably could be more of a kiss of death to the conservative in a way, in that they're just making making the conservatives look like that they just don't really want to work with Obama just because he's black. And just because he has the name Barack Hussein Obama. And then they immediately assume that he's Islamic and a terrorist or whatever, But if he had a name like John Smith or something like that, or whatever, then they probably would be more obliged to work with him, But then they had some other kind of name, and then they probably wouldn't even want to work with him anyways. Which, another thing is, I kind of begin to see that these are just people who are just a bunch of crybabies who simply just can't accept the fact that the Democrat is in the office now. And then the fact that the Democrat is black. And that these same people were the ones that kept calling the people who protested Bush anti-American, and then they're going around protesting and calling themselves patriots and calling President Obama every name under the sun. Talk about hypocrites. But as I could say there is that partisan politics is just a bunch of bull. And I think that maybe people are starting to wake up a little bit about that. Maybe we're not going to see any Democrats or Republicans anymore if this thing keeps going, about look at me, I'm so better than this guy, and this guy is anti-American, or this guy is a crook, and then I'm not a crook, or something like that sort of thing, and then, I don't know. But, believe me, this is kind of one of the reasons why I was never really were much of a lefty or a righty as far as that goes, and at least as far as entirely, but then on paper I would be registered as maybe a Democrat or independent, and now it's libertarian, So I think one of the things is we could probably also see maybe the end of such labels of political parties at some point, if that basically happens, but I don't know. The funny thing is, there's just many things that we should work together on, and there shouldn't be a you versus me, or I'm better than this sort of thing, and that's just really one of the reasons why the economy went south. And then maybe a couple of other things, corporate greed and all that, but not illegal immigrants, not all these other little things, and those are just distraction issues, and people who use these sort of issues are just trying to make people avoid the real issues, I mean, it was the case with gay marriage there, that they used as an issue to avoid the real issues, in the same way with abortion. it was also used as a distraction for other things. And then people who probably use these sort of things there probably really have no accountability, and it's really mind-boggling to me about how some people talk about being accountable and then they can't do the same thing. And then there are people who talk about the whole breaking down the family values and all that sort of stuff, and then they go around and cheat on their wives and have illicit affairs, It's really strange how people could say one thing and then don't mean it. I mean, that's just hypocrisy for there, but then I can never really understand why some people could be hypocritical and think that they could just have their cake and eat it too. So anyways, I guess that's probably it.